I spent all night weaving a poem for you to wear. You look so beautiful when you wear my light. We start a relationship with someone not only because of how great they are but how great they make us feel. And because they have granted us this extraordinary gift, a chance to experience love, joy, compassion, and security. It is our exclusive privilege to make them feel wonderful about themselves, especially during days when they, themselves, don't feel so wonderful. The fact that the person who you are sleeping with is also sleeping with another person or other people does not necessarily mean that he or she does not love you. And the fact that you are the only person who someone is sleeping with does not necessarily mean that he or she loves you. Everything I have become, everything I will ever accomplish cannot compare to my most impressive feat. I have loved you fiercely and assiduously with the very marrow inside my bones. So that when I die, they can crack them to find you there. So that when I die, they can open me up and see your name tattooed on the wall of my heart. So that when I die, my epitaph will neither commemorate who I was nor what I did, but will read, "She loved. And loved. And loved." And so, I smile now, because that is no small thing. When you find a guy who calls you beautiful instead of hot, who calls you back when you hang up on him, who will stand in front of you when others cast stones, or will stay awake just to watch you sleep, who wants to show you off to the world when you are in sweats, who will hold your hand when you're sick, who thinks you're pretty without makeup, the one who turns to his friends and say, "That's her," the one that would bear your rejection because losing you means losing his will to live, who kisses you when you screw up, watches the stars and names one for you and will hold and rock that baby for hours so you can sleep. You marry him all over again. A woman or man of value doesn't love you because of what he or she wants you to be or do for them. He or she loves you because your combined souls understand one another, complements each other, and makes sense above any other person in this world. You each share a part of their soul's mirror and see each other's light reflected in it clearly. You can easily speak from the heart and feel safe doing so. Both of you have been traveling a parallel road your entire life. Without each other's presence, you feel like an old friend or family member was lost. It bothers you, not because you have given it too much meaning, but because God did. This is the type of person you don't have to fight for because you can't get rid of them and your heart doesn't want them to leave anyways. With you, I am. Without you, I am not. I used to be lost in us. Blurred were the lines that separated us. But now, I see our togetherness and our separateness. I see the you in me and the me in you. We are two independent beings who complement one another like photographs that are beautiful on their own but are enhanced when juxtaposed, creating an altogether new photograph. What is this love that makes me see beauty, and makes every beautiful thing bring you back to me? What is this love that makes me declare I love you even though I uttered it only a moment ago? What is this love that keeps growing even when my chest is sore and it hurts to love you anymore? Tell me, how am I to find what this love is when it was the one to find you, me, this verse, and this universe? It's time to shop high heels if your fiancé kisses you on the forehead. The more important factors are a man's perseverance, his ability to innovate and think of new ideas, to be willing to adapt to changing conditions, to push almost tirelessly at a task or several at a time, during the difficult seasons as well as the prosperous. Certainly a man may be all these on his own, and succeed, wife or no, but to have a wife who possessed these qualities, who could bring out in her husband such steadiness and strength of character by her example and unyielding affection. The worth of such a wife is immeasurable. James Lawrence to his grandson, Laurie. If your spouse wants to cheat on you, he or she will. This world is a haven of opportunities. But no matter what, in any relationship, one must never doubt the spouse. Cheating is pure hypocrisy. Our partner deserves better than that. If we don't love someone, we should not be with them. That would also be hypocrisy. My wife divorced me because she could not trust me anymore. I never want a divorce because I love and care about our daughter. When you love someone, you end up caring about each and every person they love. When you hate someone, you end up caring about every single person who hates them. Some people each left their spouse or lover because he or she was no longer the primary source of their happiness, some, because their spouse or lover was, at that time, the primary source of their unhappiness. Take me when I'm wild. Take me when I'm free. Take me for me and I will take you as you want to be. Change the way you treat your partner. Learn to treat your partner as you would yourself. Change the way you pray for your partner. Learn to pray unselfishly. Change the way you talk to your partner. Learn to speak life to him/her daily. Change the way you show love to your partner. Learn to do something different regularly. The more you change, the more your relationship changes for the better, not to make you become bitter. "Georgie," he said. Then he kissed her. That was it, really. That was when she added Neil to the list of things she wanted and needed and was bound to have someday. That's when she decided that Neil was the person who was going to drive on those overnight trips. And Neil was the one who was going to sit next to her at the Emmys. He kissed her like he was drawing a perfectly straight line. He kissed her in India ink. That's when Georgie decided, during that cocksure kiss, that Neil was what she needed to be happy. Some people would not have remained with their partners, if the unfortunate things that have happened to them had happened to their partners, or if the fortunate things that have happened to their partners had happened to them. There comes a time in your life when you have to choose to turn the page, write another book, or simply close it. I love you. I hate you. I like you. I hate you. I love you. I think you're stupid. I think you're a loser. I think you're wonderful. I want to be with you. I don't want to be with you. I would never date you. I hate you. I love you. I think the madness started the moment we met and you shook my hand. Did you have a disease or something? A best friend is the only one that walks into your life when the world is walked out. Something my dad says, he says you end up marrying the one you don't understand. Then you spend the rest of your life trying. Like a child who saves their favorite food on the plate for last, I try to save all thoughts of you for the end of the day so I can dream with the taste of you on my tongue. That's what a good wife does, keeps your dreams alive even when you don't believe anymore. Everybody has somebody. It could be a friend, a lover, a spouse, a writing partner, or even that one person you see at the coffee shop each day. Sometimes they exist to comfort you. Sometimes they exist to drive you absolutely mad. Be open to either as a form of self-improvement. Relationships never provide you with everything. They provide you with some things. You take all the things you want from a person, sexual chemistry, let's say, or a good conversation, or financial support, or intellectual compatibility, or niceness, or loyalty, and you get to pick 3 of those things. 3, that's it. Maybe 4, if you're very lucky. The rest you have to look for elsewhere. It's only in the movies that you find someone who gives you all of those things. But this isn't the movies. In the real world, you have to identify which 3 qualities you want to spend the rest of your life with, and then you look for those qualities in another person. That's real life. Don't you see it's a trap? If you keep trying to find everything, you'll wind up with nothing. Wedding vows, in any culture or language, speak of being together in sickness and in health. There is an assumption that you will receive love and thrive in the constant presence and support of the person with whom you are joined together in matrimony, no matter the weather or circumstance. By committing to spending your life together, you are promising one thing: to be around. You may lose your friendship with many people, but you always have to keep your friendship with God, yourself and your spouse. At the onset, your spouse becomes your best friend, confidant, and leaning shoulder during difficult times. To ask a man whether or not he has a girlfriend is to talk about his sex life. If you disagree with that, then how in the name of God do you differentiate between a man's girlfriend and a girl that is a friend to the man? Marriage is the beginning of love for your spouse, not the result of it. It is not about our world collapsing. Rather, it's about another human being holding our hand in the collapse. For then the carnage is no longer about the loss, but about what both of these hands are going to build from it. Life is not the guest knocking your door for a first time now, but the spouse that has been sharing your bed those past 4 or 5 years with every stab and every kiss. A spouse who refuses to cultivate or fan physical intimacy first devalued the marriage in their mind and priorities. Spouses who defile their marriage bed first lost honor for their marriage. One day your kids will ask you what is love? And you will look at your spouse and remember your ex. The number of marriages that were torn apart by prostitution is almost equal to that of those that it is keeping together. Correct choices don't help only when competing against other people. You can make choices that lead to behaviors that make you a better spouse, a better parent, a more physically and mentally fit person.